Let's take a look at another Woodbine racing card. This time we're going to dive into Saturday at Woodbine, looking at August the 5th. And we are going to look at those daily racing form past performances. Remember, you can get these for free right now. DRF Bets. Go sign up for a DRF Bets account. Use the promo code WINNING, WINNING, and then they will give you all the way up to a $250 deposit match bonus. Just take advantage of it. Put $250 in. They'll match that right away. So your $250 becomes $500, and then they give you a $10 free bet as soon as you register. They'll also give you 10 free DRF past performance cards. A card is one track. So one card would be like the Woodbine track that we're looking at for Saturday. You'll get 10 of those right away. And then every time you bet another $50, you'll get credit for another. So the more you bet, you won't have to be spending a whole bunch of money on past performances, and you'll get to dive into these daily racing form formulator past performances. Those are my favorite ones, the ones that I always show in the videos that I put together. So let's take a look at the pick 5 for Saturday at Woodbine. Early pick 5 always starts in race 2. Thursday and Friday, the pick 5 guarantee is a $50,000 guaranteed pool. Saturdays and Sundays, the guarantee is a $100,000 guaranteed pick 5 pool. Remember, you can play for just a 20-cent based wager. You rarely see me doing this. You rarely hear me saying this, but the chalk is an absolute standout, in my opinion, in race number 2. Zana, who has raced 3 times, and they've all been pretty good. She debuted last year on July the 16th, and then following that, she was off for almost a full year, 11 and a half months. When she shows back up on June the 1st, she runs really well. She's a good second. Look at how strong the race came back. The winner, Star Candy, came back to win their next start. Star Candy was a horse who has been good all along, too. 4th place finisher, Kara comes back to win their next start, going wire to wire, and then tries a stakes race after that. And Summer Snow comes back to win the next start. So 3 next out winners out of that race. And following that, Zana comes back, shows pretty good speed on June the 25th. She was right on top, but she has to back up on the inside. She angles off the rail in the 2 path. She was just second best that day. Now she's going to go 3rd start off the layoff. And there's not really any other proven speed in here. She's the only really proven horse that's run good races, and she's run all 3 of them good. She should be stepping forward, making the 3rd start off the long layoff of the form cycle. And she's probably the fastest in here. So she should be on the lead. I just have a hard time getting against her. You rarely hear this from me, see this from me. I think she's just a chalky single and move on. I don't really like anyone else. Speedy and Smart, we have to see more from. I don't think there's monster pedigree there with the 2. The 3 would be my next horse, because her dam was stakes placed on the turf, and she's got a little turf pedigree in there, right? Her dam didn't win on the grass, but she ran well in all of her grass starts. And she's a half to street ready who's grade 2 placed and a 4-time winner on the turf, and then another turf winning sib. So, we could be forgiving for that race, but there's so much projecting. If Zana shows up with any of those 3 races that she's run, she wins this race. And we have the right to believe that she's going to run even better here and improve. So, I don't need to spend a whole lot of time talking to you on a horse who's going to be 3 to 5, but that's where I'll land with the 3 as the next. In the 3rd race, I like the 1 Know How a little bit. On July the 15th, she was sitting in 4th. She was about 2 or 3 lengths off. She was on the outside, but she got kind of pinned in, and she had to wait while Winya Bay, who's the number 3 in this race, moved early. So Know How got sort of stuck in like a blind switch, just sitting there waiting, while Winya Bay is able to move clear, and then Know How has to wait, and then angle around and closed really well. I don't love the rail draw going 5.5 with this type of a horse, meaning with her running style. She's not really that fast. She's kind of an in-betweener. So that's really where the rail can hinder you sometimes. But I don't think it should be the difference between being 6-1 and 2-1. Because if she was drawn a little more to the outside, I wouldn't really have many problems with her in this race. I think she's in a great spot. So the rail shouldn't be that big of a difference. I'm using know-how all over the place. She was a shorter price than Winya Bay when they raced each other last time. She was 10-1, Winya Bay was 11-1. And I actually thought know-how ran better in that race. And now will be a bigger price on the morning line, 3 times the price of the 3. I do think those two are super logical, though. They make a ton of sense. And then the 4, Livin' on Love, is another major player in here. Livin' on Love was forwardly placed in that race, going 7 last time out. That was on the turf. Livin' in Love will now flip back over to the synthetic, where she's had better success in her career. Last time she was on the synthetic, she's had a nice trip in one, going 5.5 furlongs. This is a trip she likes. Both of her victories have been going 5.5 here at Woodbine. Now, so I like the 1. I went 1-4-3. We'll bet the 1 know-how if we get anything over 7-2. Race number 4, 6 furlongs on the turf, $25,000 non-winners of 3. I'm going to look at the 3, Swirling Dancer. It's taking a big drop down in class. 3rd start off the long layoff, cutting back in distance. Last time out, this mare chased a wire-to-wire winner named Stormy Silence. Nobody passed. The runner-up that day came back to win at the optional 40 level in the next start. So that race was live. Those horses came back and ran well at the same level, and now Swirling Dancer is dropping. And wasn't able to get to the speed last time out. She's actually pretty quick herself, but she can also sit and pass some horses. 3rd start off the long layoff, drops, cuts back. Let's use the 3 along with the 5, American Gamble. The race to me that jumps off the page is just the last time on the turf on June the 2nd in a very similar spot, when beaten just a nose. Anything close to that would make her a top-tier player in here. I'm okay with playing against the 4, Systematic. This is a horse who's been your beaten favorite 4 times in a row. In 5 of the last 8 races has been the beaten favorite. A lot of times at this level, just spit out a big lead and have been doing it against some of these same horses. Cutback will help. I can get beat by Systematic. I think Systematic could get softened up a little bit in here by some other speed as well. And then, both sides, both the 3, Swirling Dancer, and the 5, American Gamble, should be forwardly placed. The 6, Quiet Madalena, is also pretty quick. That's why I want to use the 8 as well, Old Secrets. She's a stone cold closer. She's not the most likely winner of this race. She hasn't won a race in the last couple years, but if they go quick enough, she will come flying. And she showed us on June the 2nd that at 5 furlongs, she can come rolling. And it doesn't matter how short it is. And this is 6 furlongs. So we can understand why Old Secrets could get up with the right type of trip. Just comes down to getting the pace. Systematic will be the one to catch and beat, but I think on the inside and on the outside will be company. So we're playing against 3, 5, and 8 for me. Swirling Dancer, the 5, American Gamble, and we'll also include the 8, Old Secrets. 6 furlongs on the turf. That is race number 4. Let's move to race number 5. This one is mile and a 16th on the inner turf. We have $7,500 restricted claimers. This is a lower level. And a lot of times in these types of races, I'm looking for speed horses because these are horses that don't really like passing. A lot of them are fine just sort of being herd animals. They're in at this reduced level a lot of times for a reason. Teradar is quick, and I think the horse to catch, I'm absolutely using in the pick 5. 6 horse, Mambo in the Forest is the one to beat. Third start off the layoff, third start of the form cycle. Kind of woke back up with the last 2 and now gets back to the turf. The 4, Bokerman. Now, he's 0 for 13 on the grass. So at first glance, I think a lot of people will look and then not play him. But from speed figures and looking at those races, they're actually really competitive with this field. Don't let the 0 for 13 on the turf discourage you against this particular field because he should be fine value. 5-1 plus on Bokerman. The 1 a gal for TJ fits with this group. Either of those last 2 races on the grass would be competitive in here. 8, 6, 4, and 1. That's how I had him stacked in race number 5. Let's close it out at Woodbine. Race number 6 here. I'm going to go to the outside with the number 10, Nikita's Gem. Let's watch her debut race. 2-year-old filly debuted back on July the 15th. She was the number 5 in the race that we're watching right here. She had a slow start right off the bat, but you could see she travels well. So she was second to last after one horse just completely missed the break. Nikita's Gem was down towards the inside of the first group, and then it was a long way back to the other. And then Nikita's Gem just gets kind of stuck down inside, not in the best of spots, gets kind of shuffled a little bit. And just sort of at the back, kind of waiting. And then you see Nikita's Gem looking around for room. So she's got the yellow cap and she's behind horses here and she's just searching for a spot. You could tell she's green as grass, right? This is a 2-year-old filly who's making her debut. She's trying to move in between. There's no room there. Then she angles it in between, finally gets a seam, and then she starts to really stretch her legs late. She was going to win the race, but after that slow start, you could see she didn't really love it down on the inside. She gets shuffled back a little bit, and then she has to angle all the way out. The number 5, she was the number 5 last time out, Nikita's Gem. She is the number 10, and she is 6-1 in race 6 on Saturday at Woodbine. That's going to be my top selection there. If she's anything over 7-2, I think that's fair value. Others to include the 1, I think, is the horse to catch if they get aggressive from the inside. You've got the 3 Scored, who's just a logical contender, showed improvement second time out. The 6 Norma No. This one's Dam was kind of classy. She was multiple graded stakes placed. Little precocity there. And she has 4 winning siblings. So this is not a bad pedigree. Barn doesn't win a ton with first-time starters, but they're 1 for their last 22. And the win was at a big price of 18-1, so that takes care of a lot of the others that don't win. The 7 Dynamic Strikes, super logical with the blinkers coming off. 10, 1, 7, 6, 3. That's how I ranked them. That's how I stacked them in the 6th race at Woodbine. There's a look at your early pick 5 for Saturday. Race number 9 is a 5 furlong turf sprint. It's the Vice Regent. And I'm going to go to the 2. Let's see. Now, where are we going to go to? I'm going to the 3, Outlaw Kid in here. Looking at how the race shapes up, the 2 Aim for the Sky is pretty quick, and I think he just wants to go. Silent Reserve is very fast. He wants to go. And Rock Crest is right next door to Silent Reserve. He's very fast. He wants to go. They should be cooking up front if those 3 horses are all pushing it. You also have Old Blondie, who is no slouch and should be forwardly placed. I think the 3 just carves out a really nice trip behind them. Outlaw Kid. The recent form is good. He just has been in some tough races. He was facing Graded Stakes Company 2 starts back right here at Woodbine. Then last time out, he was behind our shot, who's in good form. He has the right type of style where he has enough speed to stay close, but he can sit and pass some horses. The number 3, Outlaw Kid, is the play for me in the feature race at Woodbine on Saturday. That is race number 9 on Saturday at Woodbine. Best of luck playing the races on Saturday at Woodbine. That early pick 5 starts in race number 2. Remember, whenever you're handicapping the races, if you need some help, drf.com for the past performances. And if you go to DRF Bets and sign up, you can get these past performances for free.